Hello friends, welcome back to our little coffee club. This video is good. I'm pretty excited about this video. Today we're going to be taking a look at Brian Quan's coffee. He has a new little project he's working on. He's calling it Asian Roasting Profile or something like that. I'll put some information here on the screen for you guys. I'm sure it'll be in the box, but I haven't opened it just yet, and I forgot I ordered this maybe like a week or so ago. If you don't know who Brian Quan is, he's a YouTuber. He's really into coffee, just like all of us here. If you're watching my video, you must be really into coffee. And his whole idea behind this little project, and I find it quite interesting, is he's working with roasters in Asian countries. Okay, this particular coffee came from Taiwan, I do remember that. And you know, the whole idea is that Brian will send a coffee to them, a green coffee. They will roast it to the profile that would be suitable for them to sell in their shops and to their customers. So the coffee you're gonna be receiving is something that you would expect to get if you went into that coffee shop and order coffee. Something that I like about this idea and you know, the whole reasoning behind it is that after this profile is developed with that particular roaster, they will send the profile back to Brian, and then that profile will be reproduced by a roaster here in the United States. So when you order one of these coffees from Brian, it is actually roasted here, but to the profile that was developed by that particular roaster in Asia. Part of the whole process, which is, you know, I understand why he's charging what he's charging for the coffees. It is a little bit pricey, but I understand. It's, I mean, it's just one dude, you know, it's like me trying to do something like this. You kind of have to at least cover your expenses. And there's a lot of back and forth going on because after he tries roasting, or maybe it's not Brian himself, but whatever roaster he's working with here in the States, once they roast the coffee, they send it back to this, to the original creator of that profile. And they're going to taste the coffee and make sure it's what it's supposed to taste like. Make sure it's correct. If not, they'll do this back and forth until it's right. Once they have exactly, they're roasting it in the States, but it's exactly to the way it would have tasted out of that roaster in Asia, then Brian starts selling it. Okay, so I think it's a genius idea, really cool. He says that buying coffee from a lot of countries in Asia, again, this one comes from Taiwan. So he says that it takes really long for you to receive it. It's not a very smooth process. Maybe perhaps some of the roasters, they don't even sell outside of their country, which has happened to me before. I've tried to order from some places that they just don't ship out of the country. So by using this method, Brian can bring these, you know, these taste profiles and these particular roasts to us here in the States. So I think it's really cool. Hopefully, you know, it goes well for him. I want to support his what he's trying to do here. I do appreciate it, and I love tasting coffees from other countries and what other people like doing. I find it extremely interesting. So, you know, the whole coffee culture is really cool. I want him to do well. I hope that maybe he adds other countries to this. Maybe it doesn't have to just be Asia. Maybe he can find some other really cool roasters from around the world, and maybe they don't ship outside of their country, or maybe it takes really long for us to get it, so then it's not a very smooth process and the coffee won't be at its best, which is what he could do with this kind of procedure, right? The coffee at the end of the day gets roasted here and you're gonna receive it really fast. So this coffee should be really fresh. And I'm expecting it to be something darker. I think Asian countries usually prefer like a darker roast profile, but I could be completely wrong. My espresso machine is set, I believe, at 87. So in a second, we're gonna pull a shot of espresso. I have to set things up and stuff, and then we'll get to that. But man, I find this really interesting. I wonder what I'm gonna see here and what we're gonna taste. He did do a little video, and I would really appreciate if he would do something like that for brewing, like a guidance, right? To brew the coffee as espresso and as pour over whenever he releases a coffee. So that would be really cool because we can try to imitate, you know, what this is supposed to taste like, right? Because we might not be so sure of what the flavor is supposed to be like. So I'm gonna try to do kind of like what he's saying. I don't know if I'll be able to pull the shot exactly the same, but we'll see. in the little video that he put out recently talking about his little process here, you know, he talks about doing a slow ramp up and a long pre-infusion, kind of like what I like. So this is perfect for me, especially if you're on a niche. If you are on a flatbed grinder, he suggested something else. But on the niche, to do like a longer kind of pre-infusion and to maybe don't go past 5 or 6 bars. Okay, so you're gonna ramp up to 5 or 6 bars and then ramp down. So kind of like, you know, I know a lot of you guys, that's what you guys do. I know Carrie usually likes going to 8 bars. A lot of you guys like ramping down as well. You guys know how I do it, but I'm gonna try his suggestion. Hopefully I can hit something like that. And he's suggesting to maybe shoot for like 35 seconds, maybe 40 seconds, and as high as 45 seconds. So again, kind of like what I like, right? So a slow ramp up, long pre-infusion phase of the shot, and then finish the whole entire thing in about no more than like 45 seconds. That was his guidance for brewing these types of coffees, but it's not so particular to this one. I don't think it was. It's just maybe like in general for what he's trying to do. And I'm hoping that he gives us a little bit more specific guidance to each coffee for espresso and for pour over. I think that'll be kind of fun. And I hope he expands it to other countries as well, so we can try really fresh coffees from really exotic places, right? So that would be kind of cool. So let me set things up. Let's go to the other counter and do some pug prep and pull a shot of espresso, see what we get. I can't wait to see the roast level and what it is I'm getting here. I'm expecting it to be dark, but maybe I'm totally wrong. So I'm really excited, man. Let's go over to the other counter and check it out. All right, so here we go. First of all, let's take a look at the packaging. Just a nice little box to protect it, you know, so nothing too exciting, minimalistic, but it gets the job done. What we want is receive our coffee in good shape here. So in good shape, it is. The bags are very little, you know, minimalistic. I'll try to take a picture of the little label that he prints out here. I'll put it on the screen here so you guys can take a look at the little label. But it tells you what kind of coffee it is. Honduras Rosalio Ventura Parainema. Roasting profile. Oh, it's from Desolate in Taiwan. So Desolate is the coffee shop. I'll try to include a picture of the coffee shop here, which I think is kind of interesting for you guys. Asia Coffee Roasting Project. So that's the name of it. Asia Coffee Roasting Project. That's Brian's little business. All right, so, oh, we got tasting notes. No, I didn't want to look at that. I think I saw orange. Man, too late. I didn't know. I was not expecting to see tasting notes. But let me put it closer here. Maybe you guys could see. Man, all I saw was orange. We'll try to guess at the rest. Too late. Brian, don't do that to me, Brian. You know, it would be so cool if he actually sees this video. I'm just some dude, man. I'm just some guy. I'm not an expert, never claimed to be. I just give people my opinion. You know, I have come a kind of a long way in my journey here. So I am getting a little bit, you know, I'm getting a little bit good at it. So, all right, we're gonna have to cut this open. We got a roasted on at 11/1. And what's today? Today's like the middle of the month. I don't know. I'll put the date on the screen here, but I think today's like the middle of the month, some 11/15 or something like that. But I'll put it here on the screen. But this got roasted on 11/1. So I don't know. By the time he roasted it, he packaged it, he sent it over. I've had it now for like 3 or 4 days. That's another thing. So, you know, maybe you get it like usually maybe a week to 10 days off a roast. And maybe that's optimal for this coffee. So, all right, so let's get it open. Okay, we're gonna have to cut this open. Man, you know, orange as a tasting note. I'm no longer expecting a dark roast. Let's see. Maybe on the label, it says the roast level as well. I don't want to keep looking because I want to guess at the other tasting notes. So let's put it on the counter and take a quick look at the roast level. Oh, what are we gonna get here? Brian, what do we got? No, it's quite light. It's, you know, when I saw orange, I was like, you know, this is probably not gonna be dark. So, wow, but I thought in Asia they favor the darker coffees, but let me turn on the lights so you guys can see with a lot of light. Okay, Brian, in this channel we have kind of like a little mood setting kind of lighting that doesn't favor looking at the roast profile. But right here you could see this coffee is, and as a matter of fact, I'm looking on the phone, it's still like it looks even lighter than what you guys are seeing here on the screen. Once we grind it in the niche, I'll show you again. But wow, this is, it is quite light. Yeah, I wouldn't even call it medium. This is medium to light. All right, let's, we'll see if it says in the bag later, but I'm really interested. So now I definitely got to taste it as pour over. Well, today I'm all set for espresso. I'm making espresso, but maybe I'll make another video and try it as pour over with you guys. It's pretty exciting. All right, let's dose out our 18 grams. Give me a second. All right, let's see. All right, Brian, we are here on a niche 0. So I'm gonna try to hit that. I mean, I have no idea as far as the grind size. But we're gonna try to follow your suggestion and hit the numbers you gave on your little video. So we'll see. Okay, so we need 18. Okay, we're not gonna have like a ton of shots with this amount of coffee, so we gotta make this count. All right, 18 on the dot. Okay, I'm gonna probably, I'm gonna for sure take these beans out of this bag. I'm just gonna leave it here for now while I'm making the video, but I'm definitely gonna take them out of this bag and put them in one of my little fellow Utmost to kind of give them their best chance at staying as optimum as possible. All right, so there you see it, 18 grams. Let's take it over to the niche. Oh, where should we grind at? Well, we are at, you know, since we're not even gonna build 9 bars and a 35, it's quite a fast shot. I don't know, I'm gonna go at 20. You know, I have a feeling with this light of a roast, I might not even like this like this, huh? Brian, with this kind of a light roast, I usually go to like a minute-long shot. You know, 30-second pre-infusion, 30-second at 9 bar. You know, but I gotta give it a chance. So let's see. All right, 18 grams in. Let's see what we get out. All right, well, I'm having a lot more fun making this video than I anticipated. But let's see. Here's the setup. We're gonna definitely try it as pour over as well. All right. Wow. Okay. Here's the first thing. Man, I am getting so much right now. So much smell, scent from this coffee that is incredible. Wow. Okay. The aroma I'm getting from just grinding the coffee just now is one of the strongest aromas I've gotten from any coffee ever. So, okay, let's see if we got 18 out. Wow, we had some retention. And you know, this is rare, Brian, this is rare. This is rare, but we're gonna use our little plunger. Give me a second. Okay, let me back up a little bit. All right, so we're gonna do a couple little plunges there. Gotta do it controlled, that way you don't get a mess. Talked about that before, as I used to do before. Oh, give it the little, I also didn't give it the little love tap. You know, the niche always holds on to a little bit of grinds there. All right, let's see now. Yeah, we didn't get a lot out, 17.7, wow. This is rare and very unusual, I'm not used to that. Usually when we have done the little plunger, we've gotten everything out. But you know what? I'm gonna roll with this. I don't wanna keep plunging and maybe I'll get too many fines. That's the thing, the fines, you know. I think this is gonna be good enough. We're gonna go with 17.7 and see what happens here. Okay, so we had a little bit unexpected results here, but we're gonna roll with it. So we are a 0.3 down, but that'll be okay. Okay, we always do a little declumping in the cup just to make sure everything's nice and fluffy. It's quick and easy, so why not? That's the way I always do it. Wow, there's so much scent from this coffee. This is very unexpected. Okay, all right, let's keep moving on here. Okay, I have the temperature set at 87. I'm second doubting that. I'm gonna adjust it. I am gonna adjust it, put it back to 95. You know, I don't think Brian talked at all about temperature, but okay, so we hit the minus and we're going to keep hitting minus, toggling through this. Well, I had the temp offset also set, so I'm gonna change that as well. The temp offset, I'm gonna put it back to 0. I have a, you know, I have a video discussing the temperature offset and what the thinking is behind it and all that stuff. So if you wanna, you know, look at my videos, you'll see it. Okay, let's get back in there. Okay, so now temp offset is at 0. So we're gonna adjust my temperature. So you hit the plus and it gets you into that particular setting that you wanna make. And now you can move the number. We're gonna go to 95 and the machine will heat up to 95 real quick. So let's give it a couple seconds and let's keep going here with our puck prep. All right, so get back to this. Let me rearrange the angle here for you guys. You know, I think now, well, I think it's gonna be 2 course. I just have that feeling, but I could be totally wrong. I could be totally wrong. All right, let's do some distribution of the puck here. So now we go with the thinner needles, make little circles, start at the bottom, work your way up. Again, channeling has been very, very under control here on this channel. We haven't had to deal with a lot of channeling issues. Again, that's visual channeling, because you're always gonna get some channeling, but not the kind that squirts out and making a mess and stuff. That just hasn't been a thing. We haven't had any problems. So the puck prep can't be that bad since it's been very, very under control. Maybe today we get a mess. I hope not. All right, now let's just give it a little tap. Well, it doesn't look, it's quite in there, so it doesn't look too coarse. We'll see. I'm gonna tamp with Lelit tamper because I just always have better luck with this one. I do a better job. Let's give it a nice tamp. All right, nice and straight. Little polish at the end. Okay, no coffee came out. That worked out perfect. I think our puck prep is about as good as we can hope for. You can see that in there. Let's see what happens. We come in with the puck screen. Again, this is just to keep things clean. It's not gonna make your shot any better or any worse usually, but it will keep your machine from gunking up and stuff with the coffee grounds. All right, let's lock in and then we'll set up the camera, show you all the angles, and we'll pull a shot of this coffee and see what we get. Now I gotta remember to keep it at no more than like 6 bars. So let's see. All right, everything should be up to temperature now. I double checked my cameras. I think everything's running. I hope nothing glitches. We'll see what happens. Okay, so since we're doing a slow pre-infusion, I'm gonna start again with the paddle at 5 o'clock like we normally do. Now, temperature is at 95. I hope that is correct, but it looks like quite a light roast and I'm not even going to 9 bars. So, all right, let's get the Akaya up here. I'm going with the Akaya because again, it never glitches and I wanna give myself the best chance of getting this shot on camera. So let's see what happens. All right, so we got everything ready to go. Okay, now all I gotta do is remember to try to not go past like 6 bars. Put my cup up here. Okay, and we wanna finish in, let's say like 40 seconds, something like that. We're gonna ramp up real nice and slow to 6 bars, doing kind of like a long pre-infusion and then ramp down. So I hope I get all this right. It's not my usual kind of workflow, so we can only hope for the best here. All right, here we go. And again, I have no idea as to the grind size. Okay, here comes the pressure. Let's slow it down, slow it down. Okay, we're at 2 bar. I'll ramp it up a little bit. Nice and slow, like he said. I think I did that fairly well. We're looking for 45 grams out. Okay, I got it up to the 5 bar. I'm gonna ramp down. Okay, I went somewhat past. I would have liked to have started ramping down a little bit earlier. But you know, overall, I got 35 seconds as far as the total shot time, 25 seconds since first drip. We got 47.1 grams out. Yeah, I would have liked for it to have been a little bit slower of a shot. So we ground at 20. Maybe next time I try 19, maybe even 18 and a half and see what happens. Now, again, the main thing is the flavor. So, let me, you know, I gotta get like a thumbnail here. I have to take a couple of pictures. I'll meet you guys at the other counter. Let me do a little bit of work here. I'll meet you guys at the other counter and then we'll taste it. All right, here we go. Trying Brian's coffee for the first time. Cheers. I hope you guys brewed something tasty here to follow along in the journey. Man. All right, first taste. Okay, you know, the brightness and the acidity is less than I thought I was gonna encounter, but honestly, it's probably a little bit more than what I like. Not by a lot, but I do have to say I would extend this shot. I would try to extend it by at least 10 seconds. Well, he did say maybe like 35 to 45 seconds. So 35 seconds is like the low end of what he suggested. I might be a lot happier at the higher end. You know, I never pull on purpose shots that are less than 9 bar. I always try to go up to 9 bars. Maybe I should start experimenting with that a little bit more. Now the coffee already cooled a bit because I had to take some pictures and some stuff that I need for the gram and for YouTube. So cheers, it's still hot though. Okay, as far as tasting notes, would I go with orange? No, I would probably go more, I think that's what I saw, right? Orange. I would go more with like a grapefruit, not really like a lot of sourness to it. Maybe like more like the one I like, the Indian River red fruits that are the red ones, and they're a lot sweeter. But I would not say orange at this kind of level of acidity. It's a bit too high for me to say orange. Wow. As far as the aroma, man, this is killing it. This is the highest aroma I've ever seen in any coffee. I don't know. I don't know what it is, because if it's light but I've had a ton of light coffees because it's only like, I don't know, a few days off a roast, but I've also done that. I don't know. There's just a lot of aroma. Even now that I brewed it, you could still smell it a lot. There's definitely a lot here. There's a lot of flavor. Acidity is high, but not super high. This is, you know, and it's not sour at all. It's not that sourness. It is just a bit higher acidity than what I prefer. I would have liked to have gotten it sweeter. Maybe at 40 seconds, I would have been there. But again, I had no clue as to where to grind it at. So, something else that didn't help is that we didn't really have our 18 grams. We were at 17.7. Maybe at 18 grams, we would have gotten a couple more seconds out of it. You know, who knows? Maybe if I would have gotten the rest of the fines out, maybe we would have been there. I don't know. Wow, there's a lot of flavor. A lot of flavor, and good flavor. This is great. What other tasting notes? Well, this one does have like that salted caramel kind of savory taste. So maybe we can include like a salted caramel. I think I saw orange. Would I say that? No, I will go more with like that Indian River grapefruit, because higher acidity. Again, the way I brewed it, you brew it a little bit different, it could change a lot. And I can't wait to try it now as pour over. So we're definitely gonna do another video, you know, trying this coffee as pour over for sure. So, but for now, I gotta say, pleasantly surprised. Brian, good job. Man, it would be so cool if he watches the video. I wonder how many people have already reviewed his coffees. I don't know. I haven't looked. I think I'm gonna look at that. I can see some chocolate in there as well. And you know what? I wouldn't even go to dark chocolate. It's a sweeter kind of chocolate. Okay, I'm going with caramel, salted caramel, milk chocolate. Well, I think I saw orange. So it's like I would say this is like a citrusy kind of flavor profile. At least the way I brewed it this time. Wow, it is tasty. Now I would have gone more with again with like a grapefruit instead of the orange, but like the salted caramel and milk chocolate. That's what I'm going with, at least the way I brewed it this time. I'll report back. I'll read the tasting notes in a second. I think it's wonderful that he's trying this project. I hope he brings other interesting roasters on board, and maybe even other destinations, right? It doesn't have to just be, I know the project is called Asian, what is it? I gotta memorize this. Asia Coffee Roasting Project. But although it's called Asia Coffee, who knows? Maybe he can look into other roasting styles from around the world as well. Okay, so I read the beginning here for you guys, but now let's look at the notes. It says orange, a type of tea that I don't know what it is. Again, I'm gonna put a picture of this on the screen so you guys can read along with me, but some kind of oolong tea, maybe, I don't know. Eucalyptus, I wouldn't know how to recognize eucalyptus. And, oh, black currant. We've seen the currants before. Not the black ones. I don't know how different it is from the red ones, but okay, like the tanginess, I see it. Orange, again, a citrusy coffee. Yeah, it's great. I think as far as tasting notes, I didn't do very well at all, because I would have expected to have seen here something like that salted caramel and maybe even like a milk chocolate, because there is a sweetness. That's why I said it's not, there's no bitterness at all or anything that you can say like, for you to say like dark chocolate. It's more like a sweeter, definitely like a sweeter taste. For me, it would have been more like that Indian River grapefruit, salted caramel, and milk chocolate. Something like that is what I would have gone with. So, all right, but wow, I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm so, taken by the fact that it wasn't like a darker roast. Maybe I'm totally off on saying that in Asia, they tend to have more like a darker profile coffees. Maybe I'm all wrong about that. Anyway, I think this is gonna end up being one of my shorter videos, but again, I'm gonna start splitting up when I do the reviews as far as pour over and espresso, because it's just, the videos get just way too long. This is already gonna end up being, I imagine, at least like 30 minutes. So man, I hope Brian can give us some guidance as to how to brew it as pour over, but I'm just gonna do my best with it and see what comes out and see how I like it as. I wonder if the tasting notes will come closer. But then again, some of these things I don't even know how to recognize, like eucalyptus. I don't know what eucalyptus tastes like, but all right, I'll see what I get from it as pour over. Join us here. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, join our little team here. We would love to have you. We just kind of, review coffees and gear when we get something new and talk about coffee. Hang out for about an hour or so. And just, something light and fun and not something so serious like you turn on the news and it's horrible. So you need an escape, and this is what we provide. Anyway, the last sip. Sad to see you go, buddy. A lot lower acidity than I was expecting. even at 35 seconds. I'm gonna brew it, definitely give it more towards like that 45 seconds and report back. And next time we'll do it as pour over and see how it comes out. So anyway, I hope I was able to keep you company here for a little while and you guys got a laugh or two. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys a whole bunch. You guys know that the interaction that we have below in the comments is what makes it worth it for me. So comment something, give me a thumbs up that you enjoyed it, something. I would really appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Please help us out. And I'll see you guys next week.